So today's video, everybody, is just for entertainment purposes only. It is not a reflection of these machines. This is not a real test. This is purely for your enjoyment. So let's crack on. Today, yes, it is a big mess test. We have got sand, we have got gay mess, we have got, what was that? Oh yeah, crushed up Rice Krispies, we've got dry coffee, we've got coffee mate, we've got coffee. You can hear my feet crunching. That is oh, what you call it, Nutridol carpet refresher powder. We got more Rice Krispies sprinkled all over. I can't remember what that was. There's bits of fish food, more Rice Krispies, crunchy crunchy. We've got rice, we've got sawdust, we've got more gay mess than Folsom Street after lockdown, and we've got Ibiza sand, and we've got more the rest of the sawdust. So we've got quite a bit of dry mess. What machines are we using, you may ask? Well, I got 3 on offer for you today. We've got the Tineco 1X. We've got the Hoover Freedom stick vac. And we've got my Dyson V10 with the normal brush roll. And I've also brought in the soft floor or hard floor, soft brushy rollery thing. Ooh, that needs a clean. So yeah, that does need a clean. So I'm going to clean these out. So I'm going to empty the bins and give them a wipe out and just make sure that they're all nice and clean. Make sure the filters on them all are clean as well, so we can see the before and after. So let me get these 3 vacs cleaned up first. Okay, so I got the 3 machines here lined up, ready for cleaning. And I got trusty Caterpillar, Mila, to help clean them out. So let's see if we can get these looking a little bit better. To showroom shine. So the Tineco didn't need much cleaning to it, but it was the quickest to get clean because you've only got the outer drum, this drum, the inner bit. I didn't bother with the filter because there's nothing wrong with that, but that was the quickest one to clean. This Hoover was the longest one to clean because there were so many little bits of it to take apart. It was like a Lego puzzle, but that is now done. The dirtiest one was the Dyson, but that's because I use it every day, numerous times every day, so I'm not surprised it was the dirtiest. The filter was absolutely caked, so even now I'm gonna have to wash it when I've done this video, but it is clean. It just needs to be the filter needs to be washed. But very simple, to not too complicated to clean it. But this is the one that you can least take apart to really clean the inside of it, because I kept shaking it and shaking it, and just to try and get this dust out from the inside of it. I left that in, I think, for you to see. But trusty old Caterpillar did it all. Right, okay, so now we've got the machines all nice and clean. Let's get them back into the living room and let's start using them. The three of them are now lined up. The first one I'm going to use is the Hoover Freedom. This one is up to 25 minutes lithium battery. Oh, there we go. Hang on, I'm trying to find out. Look for the sticker. So there we go. That's the serial number on it. 22.2 volts, 130 watts of power. Okay, so that's the information on it. There's only one speed. The only good thing about this is that it has the button to keep it on. That's the only thing I do like about the machine. The floor head is powered. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. So I think we should just plow through and see how it goes. I'm just going to do one line all the way through. Let's go. There's only one power mode as well. Well, that did a lot of scattering. So the bin's got pretty much everything into it. Snow plowed. I wouldn't even say the Rice Krispies were that loud, that big. But it did snow plow everything, and it did scatter a lot as well. So that's that. When I was pushing it on the rug, it was sticking. I found it really, really hard to maneuver on the carpet, and at one point it just pushed the whole thing out the way, and it snow plowed everything under the lip of the carpet there. Just you can see it stuck underneath, but it did kind of clear a path. I have to say the path was cleared. Okay, so let's move on next to the Dyson. I'm going to put it in low power mode with the brush roll, with the brushes on it, not the specified hard floor one. Okay, let's see how this one goes. Oh yeah, on low power mode as well. A little bit of fallout at the end. But it did pick everything up. I did think at one point it was blocked, but it's not. It wasn't, thankfully. And yeah, hardly any scattering on it, so that's really good. Very impressed with that. This thing is a nightmare for trying to get to stand upright. It just will not stand up anywhere. It's a fucking nightmare. Okay, let's now try the Tineco. Hate stick vax because of that. Stand up. Okay. So now we're going to try the Tineco on its auto mode. And let's see how that does. Okay, quite a bit of fallout with that. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look at the bin. Yeah, it's got all the stuff in it. Had some difficulty with some bits. Okay, so the Hoover, let's have a look at the path. This is with the Hoover Freedom. Wedged everything underneath there. Absolutely rubbish with the sand. Okay, let's work back now on the Dyson. Oh, somebody at the door. Okay, let's go back. We got the Dyson one, so that did pretty good on the sand. Really good, actually. I'm gonna move back. Crunchy, crunchy. Again, not very good at the edge. It kind of pushed stuff underneath. But there is a really nice clear path. And it really did not scatter. That was really impressive. Okay, let's have a look at the Tineco. Let's move forward. So it did pretty good on the sand. Not as good as the Dyson, but a little bit better than the Hoover. But you can still visibly see sand in the carpet. No scattering forward on that one. Actually, there was hardly any scattering at all. That one did the best on the lip of the rug compared to the other two. So that one did the best on that one. And again, a nice, clear path. Right, okay. Now I'm going to use the Tineco on max mode for the rest, just general vacuuming around. Flick it onto max. Now the fans on this come out there, so they are scattering the lighter particles all over the shop. Not so good on the edge, it's not perfect, but I'll do that test in a minute. It's a bit hard to push and pull on the carpet. It's juddering on the rug. That's really hard to push on the rug. Okay, so the negative thing I can see on that, nope, hardly any fallout, and it's picked everything up in the bin. I can't see anything majorly stuck in there, but it did have difficulty on the rug with the higher suction. Okay. Let's move on to the Dyson. Okay, that was a parcel for something else for a future video. So we're going back to the Dyson, and I'm now going to put this onto medium power. And we're going to vacuum up this little strip. There we go. Fantastic. No complaints whatsoever. It picked everything up, and now it looks like some sort of weird rainbow picture, but it picked everything up. It did really good on the edge. It picked up the majority of those little bits that were stuck there. There's only one thing there. It did really good on the sand. I literally cannot see anything. Maybe there's some embedded, but meh, it did a really good job. And it didn't scatter everything. Like with the outflow of air from the Tineco, that kind of scattered some of the lighter bits of debris. Didn't do that either, because it comes out in a different direction, which is really good. Now, let's see if we pick up the rest. This band here in the middle, let's pick that up using the Hoover. Snow plowing, unfortunately. So there I've got 3 of them now lined up with the dirt still stuck inside them. The Hoover did pick up, but boy oh boy, it took absolutely ages, and yeah, the underneath of that, it's a bit messy, a bit stuck to it. Let's have a look at the Dyson underneath. Mess on there, you'd expect that. But that's all clear, so that was good. Let's take a look at the Tineco. A little bit of static dust on it, but not too bad. I definitely think that the Dyson there is the cleanest of them all. This was just so hard to pull around. It was really difficult to push it on the carpet, and you just had to keep going back and forward and back and forward, and it was just scattering. So that one, if you have one of them, I guess it does sort of like vacuum up dust off the floor and everything. It's, you know, but it's just, that brush roll is just not very good at all. So let's take a look at the filter. No, that's very good. Nothing came through on the filter, so that's pretty good. Let's take a look at the, I think that, no, that is the only filter on it, and the mesh of course, but that bin now is pretty full. Let's have a look at the Tineco filter. Let me get my little tripod, hang on. Okay, that's better. Let's go back to this one. Let me release the dirt. Splat. That's quite mucky on the inside. You can see all the fine particles stuck inside, but relatively easy to clean. Okay, I think that's everything out of that one. Let's have a look at the filter on the Tineco. Actually, I think I'm going to release the dirt first. Okay, now let's have a look at the filter. Yeah, it's dirty. It's not that bad. It's not as dirty as I thought it would be, but it's definitely got dust on it. Inside of it is again very... Oh, no filter. Try and release more of it. Okay, let's take a look at the post filter. No. Nothing at all. I thought there'd be like, and there's no particles of sand or anything even, so I didn't get that far. And let's empty the V10. Oops, forgot to turn the filter so I don't push it. Put the filter back on. And that has to be the best one. So yeah, really good. Let's check the post filter. No, it's not spotlessly clean because that was, I haven't washed it, but it's definitely not got any worse. So that's good. The next thing I want to test now is how good it is at like a big pile. So let's do a big pile and get through it. Okay, so I've taken the wand off. We're just going to use this straight on the floor head. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to do it on automatic. Nah, it's just too much. It's not a real life test, and it's just too much for it. Okay, let's empty it back out. Let's try the Dyson with this floor head. Okay, let's see if it does any better. Again, it's just too much of a mess. But let's try it with the dedicated fluffy tool head. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, that has just filled the bin. But again, that huge pile with this fluffy floor head, it just made mincemeat out of it. Absolute mincemeat. And then you can just do that and let them move the rest out. Okay, let's see that again in slow motion this time. Okay, I've brought my trusty mailer Ladybug to clean up the vacuums. Not to clean up the mess, but just to clean up the vacuums because they're in a heck. I'm going to stick with the Tineco and the Dyson, and we're going to see how it does on edge cleaning. So I'm going to go sideways up here with one vac and down there on the other and see how it performs. Right, I'm going to have to go back over with the Tineco because the Dyson has sprinkled particles all over it. Okay, well, neither of them did an amazing job because there's still a lot of dirt and particles, bits stuck down in there. The fluffy head on the Dyson kind of like scattered a lot of it, which I found was really, really surprising. And it also kind of like dragged a lot back as well from there. But the Tineco just pushed all the other bits right up to the edge up there. But neither of them did a fantastic job. Let's try and see it head on. Okay, let's try the Dyson head on. Nope, that didn't do a good job. Let's try the Tineco head on. Okay, that did really good, but it's got a different type of floor head. So let me swap the Dyson for the non-fluffy head. Because the fluffy head has got such a huge air path. Its suction is not amazing because of the shape of it. So to be fair, let's try the main head in low power. Yeah, low power. That didn't do as good as I thought it would. Let's try this again. Yep. So not so good on the sideways of it, but the head on with the two suction channels that it has there, and it's quite slimmer at the front compared to the Dyson one. Hang on a second, let me move you. Okay, that's better. So as you can see, it's more slimline at the front. So it has a better front, full front facing kind of like suction on it. You could actually hear the air being sucked at the front of that. So the front cleaning on that, if you clean in stuff, vacuuming, and you want clean edging, go up to the front, because the front was better than this one, which really surprised me. Let's try that again, but let's try them on max power. Okay, let's try this little bit of mess with the Dyson V10, and I'm going to put it on max power. Absolutely no problem at all. Let's try that again with the Tineco. Again, this time I'm going to put it on max power. That's actually not as good as the lower power setting. I'm so surprised. It's just gone to scatter and everything. Try them low. Auto. Well, that has really surprised me that the low mode or the auto mode was actually better than the high power. But on the Dyson, the high power was way better than the low power. So let me get a bit more with medium power. Yeah, a couple of scatters. So yeah, that did really good on medium power, but just the low power was a bit rubbish, and using that head on it was a bit rubbish for doing edge cleaning as well. But this is fantastic for picking up big kind of like spills. It just picked it all up in one go. Let's wait for the clock to finish. So all in all, that was unproven test, just a quick demo. So I'm gonna make a bit more of a mess. So let me get this set up. So what I'm about to show you is my personal recommendation for a vacuum. So there we go, guys. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, which was just a little bit of fun using these three machines. I have placed them in rank of my personal best favorite, which is obviously the Miele. But out of the stick vacs, then it's obviously going to be the top one is the Dyson, medium one, middle one is the Tineco, and the rubbish bottom one is that Hoover Freedom. It really is bad. There are worse out there, I believe, but I've not tried one that is worse yet. That is a proper vacuum. But yeah, best one out there you can get is the Dyson, but not everyone's got Dyson money. So if you're looking for something which is pretty good as well, I can highly recommend this Tineco I would not be able to recommend it otherwise. I've been offered to test the more expensive one of this, and unfortunately I declined the offer because I just couldn't justify a £500 Tineco machine when you could spend that money on something like this, which is so much better. So I won't be getting the higher up range of this, like I just said, because I've declined to. It's very good for the price that it is. I wouldn't pay more than £200 for it, but as a kind of like mid-range, kind of entry-level stick vacuum, I can recommend it, but not anymore. So I hope you have enjoyed. Oh yeah, and avoid that like the plague. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye y'all.